The moment Marcus Chan stepped forward and dropped into a simple fighting stance, every tentacle, antenna, and eye stalk in the Galactic Military Academy's combat classroom went rigid with shock. Professor ZYX Theta had asked for a volunteer to demonstrate primitive combat techniques, never expecting the lone human exchange student to actually accept. Observe, cadets. ZYX Theta's crystalline form pulsed with amusement. How species without natural weapons or armor compensate with choreographed movements. The class chittered with laughter. The Valkyrie had claws that could shred steel. The Zorians possessed natural bioelectric shields. The Mantids could strike faster than most species could see. And humans? Humans had soft skin and breakable bones. Marcus remained silent, centering his weight on the balls of his feet. His classmates saw a vulnerable primate. He saw a room full of beings who'd never truly fought for their lives. Would anyone like to assist in the demonstration? ZYX Theta asked. Gently, of course. We wouldn't want to damage our fragile guest. Korax stepped forward immediately, 8 feet of Valkyrie muscle and arrogance, his forearms spreading wide in a show of dominance. I'll be careful not to break him, Professor. Marcus's lips twitched slightly, not quite a smile, more like recognition. Basic? Maybe. But in a fight, basics are all that matter, Marcus said quietly, his stance never wavering. Korax lunged, a movement that would have been lightning fast to any other species. To Marcus, who'd grown up in the mining colonies of Mars where bar fights were Tuesday entertainment, it looked like slow motion. Too much wind-up, too much confidence, too much assumption. Marcus stepped inside the charge, his shoulder driving into Korax's lower abdomen while his foot hooked behind the alien's knee. Simple physics. Leverage. The Valkyrie's own momentum became his enemy as Marcus redirected it, sending all 800 pounds of alien superiority crashing to the floor. The room went silent. Korax scrambled up, his forearms flailing in confusion. Lucky primitive. He charged again. This time Marcus didn't move until the last second, then pivoted on one foot, letting Korax's mass carry him past while Marcus's elbow found the nerve cluster at the base of the alien's skull. Every species had pressure points. Humans just had more practice finding them. Korax dropped like his strings had been cut. Strength isn't measured by weapons. It's measured by the will to survive, Marcus said, helping the dazed Valkyrie to his feet. My species has been finding ways to kill things bigger than us for 200,000 years. We had to. Everything on our planet was trying to eat us. Professor ZYX Theta's form flickered, the crystalline equivalent of nervousness. Surely that was just fortune. Cadet Keck, perhaps you could. The Mantid was already moving, her blade arms extending as she blurred across the room. Apex predator speed. No human should be able to track her, let alone counter. Marcus threw himself backward into a roll, coming up with a handful of training sand from the combat circle. He flung it in a wide arc, the particles catching Tkek in her multifaceted eyes. She stumbled, blade arms windmilling, and Marcus was already there. Not attacking, just redirecting. Using her speed against her, guiding her into the wall with minimal contact. You thought we were weak, but now you'll see what happens when you underestimate humanity, Marcus said, not even breathing hard. Your species evolved weapons. We evolved to make them. Your bodies are specialized. Ours adapt. You fight with what you were born with. We fight with everything. The class was backing away now, a circle of alien faces showing expressions Marcus recognized despite the species barrier. Fear. Respect. Confusion. You're all thinking the same thing, Marcus continued, retaking his basic stance. How's he doing this? I'll tell you. Every move I've made is taught to human children. Basic self-defense. Nothing special. Nothing advanced. Just the minimum needed to survive on a world that wanted us dead. Impossible, breathed Vexar, a Thorian whose natural armor could deflect pulse rifles. No species could develop such techniques without natural weapons. Marcus actually laughed. That's exactly why we developed them. Humans don't do impossible. We do find a way or die trying. And we're very, very good at not dying. Professor ZYX Theta tried to regain control. Surely against a properly trained combatant. I am properly trained, interrupted Jtak, the class's top-ranked fighter. The Zorian stepped forward, bioelectric field crackling. And I would not face him. Why? ZYX Theta demanded. Because he's not fighting us, Jtak said slowly. He's hunting us. Look at his eyes. He's already calculated every move we could make and how to counter it. He's not seeing opponents. He's seeing prey. Smart kid, Marcus nodded approvingly. Humans are persistence predators. We don't need to be the strongest or fastest. We just need to be the last one standing. That's our basic combat training: outlast, outthink, overcome. He relaxed his stance, the threat dissipating like smoke. But here's the thing, we don't want to be predators. We'd rather be friends. The same instincts that make us dangerous make us loyal. The same creativity we use for combat, we use for peace. You just have to choose which side of humanity you want to see. The classroom remained frozen until Korax, still rubbing his neck, spoke up. You said these were basics. What do human advanced techniques look like? Marcus's expression grew distant. Pray you never find out. When humans stop fighting as individuals and start fighting as a pack. When we have time to plan, to build, to get creative. He shook his head. There's a reason we try so hard for peace. War brings out the worst in us. And our worst is very, very effective. Predators evolve to hunt. Prey evolves to survive. Humans evolve to do both, and that's what makes us dangerous when cornered, he added softly. Professor ZYX Theta's form solidified, a sign of deep thought. Class dismissed. Except you, Cadet Chin. We need to update our threat assessment profiles. As the aliens filed out, many nodding respectfully to Marcus, Jock paused. Those combat forms. Will you teach them? Marcus smiled, a real smile this time. Sure. But I warn you, the first lesson is learning how to fall. Humans spend a lot of time getting knocked down. It's the getting back up that makes us dangerous. When the classroom emptied, ZYX Theta turned to Marcus. Your species, they all fight like this. No, Marcus admitted. Most humans hope they'll never need to, but we all learn the basics just in case. It's not about being warriors. It's about being ready. On Earth, we have a saying, better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And which are you? Marcus gathered his things, heading for the door. With any luck, Professor? A gardener. But the universe keeps trying to make me a warrior. So I practice both, and hope for flowers instead of fights. He paused at the doorway. Update those threat profiles however you want. Just remember, humans aren't the threat. We're the response. The difference matters. As Marcus walked away, Professor ZYX Theta stared at the combat circle where a single human had dismantled generations of assumptions. The most terrifying realization wasn't that humans were dangerous. It was that they were holding back.